Okay, for those watching on YouTube, if you want to interact with the live chat, we are live from Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12 o'clock. So if you would like to come and watch us live, please come and join. Hi, Dino. Hello. Um, so to anyone new that comes in, I'm going to tell them I have a little bit of a sore throat, but the best thing to actually do for some reason, the best thing to do, this is what a vocal coach told me, and he's been in theater and has done a lot of stuff. He told me the best thing to do is if you have a sore throat and you're talking, just talk normally. Don't whisper. It's actually really bad for your throat if you whisper. And I didn't know that. And he just said, just drink like tea with lemon and it's pretty much fine. Artist super ADHD with the meds lol. Hey. At least I took some medication. I did. So don't worry, guys. I did take some medication to help me out. Um, I took Claritin and I took some ibuprofen to kind of help with a little headache. Well, you get. Yeah. I will say, when I'm super sick, I get more easily distracted. But yeah. But mainly, I have a sore throat. I hope it will be good. I probably got it from stress or sick or something like that. But anyways, we're gonna start with this one. Thank you. Yes, I need the tea. I probably will take a break to go and grab some tea. Oh, thank you for the follow. Ow. I really hope that that's not a bot. No, I'm just saying. I'm joking. I'm joking. I joke. If it was a bot, there would be like more people, and it would be like, what the heck? That would be terrible to get a bot raid, or even a bot anything. Has anyone dealt with that before? I feel like some people have. I think I jumped in a stream and they were just in the middle of getting botted, and I was like, oh wow, that's really sad. I know, it sounds so depressed. I'm sorry. I turned up my gain all the way so that because I'm very soft spoken, so if I'm very loud, please turn me down. It was a bot. If it was a bot, they'd be spamming to get famous. True. I got rated of 201. It was so annoying. Oh, you did? Did I miss it? I'm sorry. I wasn't able to watch a lot of people's streams last week, but I had family over, so it was nice to have them over. Um, to just have the to oh my goodness, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Hello, mind, no work, brain empty. There's nothing in behind my eyes. Huh. When I was an IRL streamer, it literally happened like 4 times. Oh my gosh. And no worries, I'm glad you got to see family. Yeah. Um, and also, by the way, I don't know if I told you guys this, but when my family was over, I did graduate, and my sewing machine was my graduation present from them. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys saw it, but yeah, it turned out really nice. My mom really likes it, so because I made it for my mom, and she really liked it when I showed her it. She's like, now I gotta wait until it gets cooler to wear it, so she's very, very happy about it. But then I saw that there was, um, when I was going to get stuff, there was a Nightmare Before Christmas one, and I was kind of tempted to get it because I was like, ooh, I kind of want to make a poncho out of this Nightmare Before Christmas fabric. And then I ended up not getting it, which is fine. You know, I'll go back later. There's always time to go back. But yeah. But anyways, who I'm doing right now is our beautiful soon to be debuting sock puppet boy. I'm gonna just with his googly eyes. I love sewing. Yeah, I do. I will say one thing is if I start to get really good at it, 100% looks like me. Yes, it does. Well, the other thing is that I did pick it from your thing, so it'll definitely look like you. 10 out of 10 definitely looks like Jose. What? Oh yeah, you got like some hair. You know what would have been cool is if you made the hair out of yarn. I know you can't do that now, but that would be really funny if you made it out of yarn instead of like, because it looks like you kind of voodoo dolled it with the puppet. It kind of looks like you voodoo dolled it, doesn't it? Look at that. I'm gonna make it messier to be like as if the cat you just clawed at it a little bit just to put it in its place. That was the goal, lol. Oh, well, unfortunately it didn't come across. But yeah. But if you guys don't know, he's debuting as a puppet. I think he still has some things to show. And there's some funny stuff. We kind of work together on putting some funny stuff together for it. There is a reference to a merch item that might be coming up later on. So if you would like to see what that merch item is, you should probably go and try and check it out. I literally banned 12 bots today. Oh my gosh. I hate bots. I remember when I was first starting out, I actually got a lot. Love the puppet. Yes, I love the puppet model. But yeah, I hate bots. But yeah, so he's debuting as a puppet. And if you guys would like to see in possible when I get a merch store together, if you would like to see what that merch, what it's going to be, I think that you guys should definitely go and make sure he can get to more. I think he's trying to get more likes and stuff, so that he can fully show it off. But yeah, it's super funny. He showed me all the progress on it, and it's hilarious. I really like it. 10 out of 10, like best ever model I've seen. It's so funny. I got followed by the cat puppet tuber from YouTube. Nice. Yeah, apparently there's another sock puppet and they're a cat. And I was like, wow, you guys should become like sock puppet duo buddies. And apparently, yes, now it has become reality. It is our true reality now. I don't know whether we should be concerned about a sock puppet uprising. Oh my god. That's beautiful. Actually, I can tell you a little bit. Jose actually was gonna make it be an IRL sock puppet. But then they didn't get the supplies in time, so now they just drew it. So just imagine that being an IRL one. That would have been funnier. That would have been hilarious. Oop. Um, there you go. And then you have like a scene. Right, yeah. There you go. It would be like that clip from Bluey. Oh my gosh. Does anyone know the sock puppet clip from Bluey? It's the season 3. I haven't seen all of season 3, but there's a clip of a Bluey sock what was it called? Unicorn or something like that. Unicorse. I think it was called Unicorse. And they're like, well, unicorn, what do you like to eat? And then all of a sudden the unicorn is like right in Bluey's face and just says, children. And that was it. And then and then Bluey just said, oh. Cake. Wait, cake? What about cake? It'd be like that clip from Bluey, cake. I have no thoughts in mind about what cake means. Look. I thought he said cake. No, he said children. He said children. So the dad has a sock puppet that's a unicorn, and they play like this game or whatever, and they ask the sock puppet what he likes to eat. Did I hear cake? Oh my gosh, now we're getting onto cake, please. No. Sweet things are the worst thing for a sore throat. But but anyway, so in Bluey, the Australian dog like kids show, um they talk about I don't know what the episode was called or what it was about, but it was really funny because I'm trying to think. Yeah, they were talking. What? Hold on. Where? Oh, I see. But they were talking. The dad put on a sock puppet, and it was a unicorn. And then they were reading a story, and then they asked a unicorn, "What do you like to eat?" And the dad with the sock puppet put it in front of Bluey's face and just said, "Children," and Bluey just says, and they're like face to face like this, up against each other, like, profile view. And the sock puppet is literally like pushed right up against Bluey's face and just quietly says to Bluey, "Children." And then Bluey just goes, "Oh." Like the way that Bluey says "oh" is like so weird, but it's just such a funny clip. Go and look it up. It's Bluey, it's Bluey unicorn sock puppet clip, and it is hilarious. There's plenty of other funny clips from it, but I don't know if it's that episode or another episode, but damn, that unicorn is funny. I think that and Mr. Monkey Jocks is really funny. If you don't know what Mr. Monkey Jocks is, that's a completely other thing. But it basically is like how children usually have so many toys and that they don't know, they keep saying that they want more and more toys. But it's still a really funny clip. All of the episodes in Bluey is really funny. Like, no matter what, there's a funny clip. There will always be something funny. So, but yes, we did briefly talk about cake. Does someone want to talk? Okay, question to everyone, because everyone's talking about cakes and stuff. What is, what, oh, this is not on the right layer, or in the folder. What is your favorite cake flavor? Not frosting. What is your favorite cake flavor? Like, cookies, like, there's plain vanilla, then there's chocolate, and then there's like, red velvet, and then there's I think there's like coffee, just cake, right? Yeah, just cake, just like cake flavors. Oh yeah, there's confetti cake or like birthday cake style, which is just vanilla cake with sprinkles in it. Or there's even chocolate chip. Or there's like Oreo cream ones where they mix Oreo in the vanilla cake. Red velvet or devil's food cake. Food chocolate. Same thing. Oh no, actually they're not. Red velvet is actually slightly different than devil's food cake, and chocolate cake is different than devil's food, which is interesting. They actually do have minute differences. Devil's food cake is more of a darker and richer chocolate, whereas chocolate cake is more like using milk chocolate. Devil's food cake is like using dark chocolate. Is like using darker chocolate, so it's much richer and more flavorful. I know this because I'm a baker and I had to learn how to make different cakes. Red velvet, on the other hand, is something different. It is a chocolate food cake. It is, I mean, no, it is a chocolate cake, but okay, I will say one thing. Are fruit cakes cakes? Do you designate fruit cakes as cakes? Children flavored cake? Oh no, no, please, please do not eat your children. You can taste the disappointment. Yes, yes. I feel disappointed in all of you. Oh my goodness. This is, you know, sometimes I look at myself and I wonder, what have I done to deserve the things I have? No, I'm joking. um, but, hold on. Oop, there we go. Fruitcake is technically cake the same way froyo is ice cream. Okay, that's another thing. Question. Is frozen yogurt really ice cream? Because if it was really ice cream, then why do we call it frozen yogurt instead of ice cream? Whereas a fruit cake, we still call a cake. Hmm? Oh, another question. Has anyone had frozen custard? Froyo is discount ice cream. I will argue that froyo is probably a little bit better than just regular ice cream. So, I mean, it's still sugar and cream, but, oh my goodness, what's happening? Uh, it's healthier, relabeled ice cream, yes. Oh wait, have you guys seen those ice creams that say like, oh, we're like, we're like healthier because we don't have as much calories in us? And I'm like, yeah, but have you actually looked at the portion size? I got one of those like healthier ice creams once, and oh, now some of them are good, some of them are really terrible, some of them have no flavor at all. I'm like, is this ice cream or did I just buy just flavored water? Like, sometimes it's just flavored water. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. That's interesting, but I don't want to talk about that. Because I want to talk about froyo instead. But is frozen yogurt and frozen custard ice cream? Technically, you still need to make a custard in order to make ice cream. So technically, ice cream is discounted custard, frozen custard. Also, to anyone wondering, yes, what is it? Oh, what's the name of it? Frozen yogurt, so tasty. Yes. One time I went to Tutti Frutti, ice cream came up to $15. For how big though? How big of a thing were you getting though? Because it does depend on size. Oh, I do have a quick question. If you guys could pick a lot, well, then that makes sense. Okay, if you guys could pick, I know that we've gone onto flavors, but question: if you guys could choose any ice cream brand, and I mean a brand of ice cream, what would it be and why? Why would you choose that brand? I know Ray is immediately gonna pop in with Ben and Jerry's. I know how she swears by it. Um, but like if you could choose any brand of ice cream, and I mean like anyone, any brand at all of ice cream, what would it be and why? And this even goes for like smaller like smallerly owned ice cream shops. So like small little mom and pop ice cream shops too. If you could think of one brand of ice cream that you love, what would it be and why? And if it's seen and like you could I know there was one that Jose took me to and um it had Ferrero Rocher ice cream. It was Ferrero Rocher ice cream. Oh, you mean shops? I thought you meant like manufacturer. No, I meant like so I mean like any I so there's branded ice cream, but then I also when I mean a brand, I mean like anybody's ice cream. Who would you like? Yeah, actually Ben and Jerry's is really good. They do a lot of good things. If you look up the founders got arrested for protesting, but I won't bring it up. You can go and look it up. It's really funny. You can look up a lot of things that the founders did and they're so great. They're so amazing. I swear yes. Yes, I want to go there again. I really do. That Ferrero Rocher ice cream was on point. They discontinued the Chips Ahoy? I wanted to try that one next. Damn it. Yeah, they are awesome. I used to work there and the company does good work. Yeah. I will say if you buy any ice cream, even though that Ben and Jerry's is more expensive, I would buy Ben and Jerry's in a heartbeat because they're so great. I actually heard a rumor. There's another rumor talking about Ben and Jerry's. I know we're switching off from ice cream, but I was thinking about books. I had a weird dream about books, but anyways, um, so this is what I heard about Ben and Jerry's. That I looked it up, and yes, it is a rumor. It's not real, but apparently it was that the founders of Ben and Jerry's are also the founders of Barnes and Noble, and I tried to look it up, and apparently that's just a rumor, and that it's not real. So unfortunately, sorry, Ben and Jerry's and Barnes and Noble fans, it cannot be it cannot be a true thing that we can have. But yeah, but I still thought it was interesting that people said that little rumor, and I was like, huh, that's an interesting thing. Let me go and look it up. They opened another one literally across. Oh, from the ice cream. Oh, from the ice cream place. That's nice. Nice. That's cool. Hey, but now you can get more flavors. That sounds like a good deal to me. But yeah. So there's that little rumor. Face the rainbow. Hahaha. Yes. I will say, as a child, we had a lot of ice cream places around here, and of course we had like Ben and Jerry's in the malls. But then we had, but I grew up on Baskin Robbins. Like Baskin Robbins, I will say, isn't amazing, and I like that they make the funny joke in Ant-Man and the Wasp where it's like No, an Ant-Man. In Ant-Man, they make the joke that everybody will find out that you're a criminal kind of thing, and they're like, Baskin Robbins knows everything, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, do they? What, they looking up criminal records? What, they do that in their fun time? Baskin Robbins, yes, it is. I will say though, Baskin Robbins has a lot of like, compared to Ben and Jerry's, Baskin Robbins has a lot of like promotional deals with a lot of things. But you know what? I heard Baskin Robbins in Japan is on point. Or yeah, is on point. Like there's so many like different flavors that you can't get anywhere else. I miss Dippin' Dots. Okay, so I have a thing. If you have a Bubba, I always get Dippin' Dots at Knott's Berry Farm. Um, but sad Dippin' shot. Oh. Oh, yeah, it did. Um, sad. Yeah, they did. But oh, I love Dippin' Dots. I do love Dippin' Dots. Dippin' Dots is amazing. I grew up on that too. I think SoCal has lots of Dippin' Dot places though. Where I live, I cannot find them. Oh, we don't have Dippin' Dot places. Yeah, we don't have Dipping Dot places actually. We have they have like there's some restaurants or um companies that have them. So like Bubblegum Shrimp, they had them. I didn't end up getting one, but they had one, and I was like, ooh. They're almost exclusive. Yeah, they're almost exclusively usually in chain or in like places where you have to pay even more money in order to go and get them. So it's even here, it's unreachable, and it's very saddening. Walmart has Dippin' Dots machine. Oh yeah, the Dipping Dots machine. Man, Dippin' Dots in so long. Oh wait, I need to tell you guys. I know the story of how Dipping Dots was created, and you're gonna think it's so funny. It's so funny. It was so funny how it was created. So they have the small vending machines. They do. Um, oh yeah, I remember our college did. I always looked at it and I was like, but I had no money. I had no cash at the time. So, but hold on, I need to tell you guys this. So, um, it's really funny, but apparently, the how Dipping Dots was created is funny. Um, so there was this scientist guy. Of course, it was created by a scientist. It was created by a scientist, and he was experimenting with liquid nitrogen into how to make um, cow feed. It was to make cow feed. So he was experimenting with how to make cow feed. And you know how we have that dehydrated cow feed or like dog food and cat food? Yeah, he was the creator behind that. He was the mind behind it because he was like, what would happen if I take all the vegetation that cows are normally supposed to eat and put it in liquid nitrogen? And then when it came out, it was these frozen hard things, like hard solid masses that of course contain the nutritional stuff, but it's all frozen and dehydrated. Casually eats cow food. Tasty. Yeah, I know. But this scientist dude loved ice cream. He loved ice cream. He was a sweet tooth kind of guy. So he was like, what would happen if I took this and took this experiment that I did, but did it with ice cream. So he did it, and he saw that the ice cream basically froze completely solid, and then when you ate it, it was like a burst of flavor in your mouth. So he was like, screw this. I'm not going to be a scientist anymore. I'm going to take this invention, and I am going to sell it. And so that's what they kind of did. He started it out of his garage with his family, and it was only just like a little cart. And then he's like, well, this has to be kept in like a very, very cold environment, and it costs a lot of money in order to actually keep it in that environment. And then what ended up happening is he started to become popular. Like these Dippin' Dots started to become very popular. People started talking about his little cart. And so he ended up getting basically brand deals with a bunch of different people, and that's how we got Dippin' Dots. Like that's how Dippin' Dots like really started to take off, and then he was able to get brand deals, and he was able to do so many things. And I think he's still alive, and if not, I think his kids are still alive. Um, and yeah, it's very funny. It's very interesting. But yeah, that's the story of how Dippin' Dots came into existence. Is it was all a science experiment that they were just like, well, I wonder what would happen if I did this. And they did it, and that's what ended up happening. The ice cream place at the corner where I live is doing a bowl. What? Red? Okay. Speaking, I can actually talk. You know, a lot of people wonder if if I actually drink energy drinks. I hate energy drinks. I hate energy drinks. They're so, not just because they're sugary, but it's the caffeine amount that scares me. Because I'm like you don't need that amount of caffeine in your body. That's not good for you. So, I used to drink Monster as a last resort. Yeah. Yes, they are gross. There was an episode talking, I watch Illuminati for fun, and there was an episode they were talking about where an MLM made an energy drink. MLM and energy drinks, that should not go together. Um, and it didn't. Thankfully, it did end up crashing and burning, and it's gone now. But that had so much caffeine and sugar in it. And the thing is that a lot of people are very comfortable with drinking like 7 of those, but what ended up happening is that people started basically having cardiac arrest and dying, which is really sad. But yeah, um, there's an energy drink at Subway that's actually healthy and has no additives. Really? Really? I need to go look it up. But I will say, like, I don't particularly like energy drinks because you should be getting, or like at least trying to get the energy yourself, or like, because just substituting energy isn't gonna help you, like not healthy for you. So it's like a caffeinated lemon tea. Oh, okay. Yeah. I will say that there are some teas or some things that can be really great for you, but you have to be very careful. Because again, it actually a lot of people that look at energy drinks, they say it's not the sugar that will probably kill you. It's the caffeine. My grandmother actually deals with a lot of heart palpitations. So basically, my family has a lot of heart issues. Thankfully, when I went for my physical, I did not have, or it did not show I had a possible heart issue. So that's good. But the thing is that the possibility of me having a heart issue later on in my life, um, or even like just like later on, is a possibility considering how my family history is. So, yeah, that's going to be scary. But you know what? It's just how life is. I was just dealt a kind of bad hand in life. But yeah, so I kind of feel like I do have to be careful with caffeine because I can feel that heart palpitation too if I drink too much caffeine. So I usually limit the amount of coffee intake I have. So the amount of coffee I drink in a day is like only 2 cups, and that's it. And the other thing is I only drink half calf in order to help with it so that I don't end up having a problem or an issue. But yeah, that's sorry to bring everyone down with that idea that I could have heart problems, but it's just how it is. And I'm not the only family that suffers with stuff like that. There's other families that do. And it's very hard. But it's a reality that I kind of have accepted that it's a possibility to happen. It's not a huge possibility because it could be that it might skip my generation, but it's still a scary thought. Then I'll be like, hey everyone, just remind me to take my medication. No, joking. I'll take care of that if it comes down to it. But yeah. Anyways, on other news, we're almost done with doing Jose as a fat cat. Jose, how do you like your cat? Is he chonky enough? Is he chonky enough for you? Is he chonky enough for you, Jose? My ass is cute. Hey, cat asses are amazing. Sorry, that came out wrong. Oh, Lloyd. Oh my gosh, Phoenix? Hello, it has been a while, man. Or girl, forget. Clip it. Oh Lord, he coming. Hi, Phoenix. It has been a while. Hello. Yeah, hello. Hello. It has been quite a while. I started making a lot of friends, VTuber friends. Oh, wait, I just realized. Phoenix, we have a new thing now. Everyone, can I get some wiggles for Phoenix for his return back to our glorious wiggly land? This is a new thing that we do. We give out wiggles. And I like there's no cat, but isn't amazing. Wiggles? Yeah, wiggle. There we go. There we go. Now we get in the wiggles. I joined VTuber Twitter, and I've discovered something. I discovered the wiggles. But now I have too much power because I can easily just say, I demand wiggles, and then the entire chat just blows up with, there we go. I can literally just demand wiggles, and then they just come on, and it's like, oh my goodness. So. Man, that butt though. Oop, no, I don't want that. Yes, let's give that cat butt some nice highlights. There we go. Highlight the hole There. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting for your hole. I'm not gonna Ona your hole. Is shiny chunk. Shiny, yes. Oh, quick question. Is everyone ready for the new Pokemon game? I'm probably gonna get it. So I will probably put it on Throne, like when it comes out, if I haven't gotten it yet. Because I have Throne. I don't have it yet set up yet, but like I have it. But I'll set it up eventually. And when I do, I'm gonna probably have some stuff on there. Pokemommy and Pokidaddy. Oh my gosh, yes. I don't know which one to choose, but the only thing is that I know that Lechonk is going to be in either of them, and that's all I care about. Lechonk will be on my team forever. I will give him an Everstone, so that I'll have a level 100 Lechonk. Both is good. Yes, both is definitely good. But anyways, I finished with you, Jose. He looks your sock puppet looks amazing. Oh, let me go and get the reference. Ten out of 10. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Best chunk cat. And next is... Oh yeah, next is gonna be Pippin. But we're gonna keep pushing Pippin back until he comes. So next we have Estiros. And... Nope. Nope. That's Pippin. There we go. Come on, move up. Pippin is at work, I think. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like saying like Pippin is probably gonna be the last to go. Oh, this was the wrong one. There you go. You said Glory replied to your... Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, wrong password. Let me see. Okay. Oh my goodness, what the hell? Why did I make the raid sound so freaking loud? Oh my god. You know, when I made that, I had a friend who looked at it and they're like, "Are you sure you want this to be it? Because you're gonna get freaked out every single time." And I'm like, "That's exactly why." Oh, it's so I have my game sound turned off because my computer sometimes makes a lot of noise in the background. So I actually have it off, but I can actually still hear the raid sound. So it still alerts me to when there's a raid going on. But yeah, that sound is death defying. Like it basically sounds like two mechas are about to fight, and I'm like, why did I make it that sound? But there's a reason. It's because I needed to be, I really did need to be like, tuned in. Because it helps me to remind me that there's stuff. Oh my goodness, we have KK Slider. No, who is that? So first off, thank you. I know that somebody did. Greetings, it's nice to meet you. Uh, in me, yes, yes. There's a reason I chose Animal Crossing characters. KK is hella tall. Yeah, actually, all the Animal Crossing for some unknown reason are just all tall. Like if you look at all of them are massive, and I'm like, why? Everything else is so small. Ah, yes, Anka, our glorious Anka. Stitch is massive. Stitch is massive too. Man, it's so nice to see all these like little avatars and stuff. There's a lot of Pokemon ones, but they just tower. Yeah, they just tower as much as possible. But yeah, thanks Ray and thanks Ronan. Hello. Hello. Wait, we have another Ray in the chat? Holy man, Ray is a common name. Ray is such a common name. Heroes. Anyways, I gotta go have a stream. Yeah, yeah. That's basically what I did earlier. Is I just hopped in Lunari's stream before popping out from my own stream. So I get it. Funny, I have an older brother that's named Jose as well. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no, yes. You're gonna be like saying, Jose, what the hell are you saying? And your brother comes in being like, I didn't say anything. And you just go, no, I'm talking to somebody in chat that's also named Jose. Yeah, bye, Ronan. Have fun on your stream. We're probably gonna be streaming for a while longer. Usually these streams end up being like 3 to 4 hours long, so if you're ever done with your stream, raids are always welcome. Yeah, let me turn up the game sound then, so that then you all can be terrified when that raid comes in. All of you must suffer as I have suffered. And by the way, I have my volume on really low, and every time, and I have a headset on, and it almost breaks my eardrums. It's really loud. True pain. Game crashed. Oh no. I hate when games crash. Anyways, we're gonna be doing this beautiful fox girl. Or it could be wool. I don't know. Oh, just assessment? Yeah, go and have fun. Have at it. Have fun with any. Oh, usually there we go. Yeah, everyone have fun doing what you need to do. Oop. Oh, I'm trying to think. Question: has anyone seen OG DuckTales? I know I'm getting a little off topic, but I need to just talk because like this drawing, I was like, I just all of a sudden just thought of DuckTales for a minute. I don't know why. But has anyone seen like OG DuckTales? Yep. Oh yeah, my one of my dearest friends turned me on to it. And now like when I'm doing art and stuff, I just like binge watch it in the background because she says like you really need to watch this and then you get to go and watch the new DuckTales. Oh my god, DuckTales is my childhood. Okay, I will say one thing. I did not grow up on DuckTales. I grew up on Blue's Clues. I grew up on Blue's Clues. I grew up on Between the Lions. Does anyone remember, what was it? It was the one with the lemur, with the talking lemur. And they talked about like different animals and stuff. I forget what that one was. Yeah, Zaboomafoo. Blue's Clues. I love Blue's Clues. I love Blue's Clues. I actually wanted to get a Blue's Clues Loungefly, and I really want to make like a. And now because I can sew, I really want to make a Blue's Clues inspired outfit. And I feel like it would end up being so adorable. Zaboomafoo, yes, Zaboomafoo. I loved it. I always wanted to watch Zaboomafoo. Oh, yes. Wiggles. I loved the Wiggles. Wait, did you see a rapper that actually brought out the original Wiggles and they did the fruit salad song? Like, what? Arch fucks the Wiggles? Yeah. No, not just the Wiggles no, the Wiggles. The Wiggles, not the Wiggles. The Wiggles. I don't, oh yeah. Jose didn't really have cable, so, does anyone remember, Between the Lions? Not the, Between the Lions, Between the Lions? Wait, Dragon Tales. Who remembers Dragon Tales? Who remembers that? Everyone that watches Dragon Tales is asexual now, or is gay. I swear. I was broke, so I lived on PBS Kids. Well, Dragon Tales was on PBS Kids. Dang, yeah. I'm not wrong in that assumption. But man, I loved watching Dragon's Tale. The nostalgic bomb is strong. Yes, it is. Wait, do you guys want me to sing Fruit Salad Yummy Yummy? Because I actually can. I might have a sore throat, but I can still fucking sing. So for all your nostalgic ears, I don't even care if I get DMCA copyrighted for this. I really don't. I remember. Yeah. Yes, you guys want to hear the fruit salad song? You guys want to hear the fruit salad song? Well, we're gonna sing the fruit salad song. I know I don't have the music for it, but here, let me turn down the background music really quickly. Okay. So here we go, everyone. Sing fruit salad with a sore throat. Here we go. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. And that's all I remember. I forget how the whole song goes, but I only remember, like, fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Eat 'em uppies for the tummies. I'm not just gonna go off with it. Eat 'em uppies for the tummies. Make a fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Go get some bananas, blueberries, watermelons. Go make a fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. A fruit salad for the tummy. Okay, now it's that guy's trying to get embarrassed. I know the song. Where's Chip? I named Chip. But there you go for your viewing pleasure. If you want to clip that, you could totally clip that. If you want to clip that fruit salad song, you can. Art can sing. I can. So Art can sing. I can't sing great, but I can sing relatively well. I mean, I used to be in choir, so, and I took theater. I was a theater kid. Yes, I was. So, man, now I got fruit salad stuck in my head. Hooray. I will say, though, fruit salad is not a terrible song to have stuck in my head, so Sorry. Clipping my DMCA. I don't care. Oh, does anyone remember the Upside Down show? What was the up? Oh, wait. You have to describe it to me. I don't remember what the Upside Down show was. Okay, I know I'm gonna piss off. I mean, I might piss off some people, but do you guys remember Dora the Explorer? Not new Dora the Explorer, OG Dora the Explorer. Or were you a Diego fan? There was Dora the Explorer, and then there was like Diego. I forget what his full thing was, but Diego was like her cousin or something. So were you a Diego fan or were you a Dora fan? Man, when they brought on. Oh, you remember the Upside Down show, or do you remember both? You remember both the Diego? Oh my gosh. I loved it. I love the I love the Diego show better because it reminded me of like Steve Irwin a little bit. So that's why. That's why I loved it. It was a kids show with guys. Okay. Huh. No. Oh wait. So I'm gonna get some teenage year angst. Does anyone remember Destroy, Build, Destroy? Does anyone remember that show? That was such a good show. That was like amazing. Like these guys came up with like really cool stuff. Well, yeah, no, every time I ask, do you guys remember Destroy, Build, Destroy? No one. Oh, you remember it? Oh my gosh, so it wasn't a fever dream. Hooray. Everyone that I ask, have you seen Destroy, Build, Destroy? Everyone that I ask always says, what's that? And I'm like, what? You don't remember the greatest show on earth, Destroy, Build, Destroy? It was so great. It was on like Cartoon Network, but it was amazing. It was such a great show. Because the thing is that it was very like everyone knew that things were supposed to be destroyed. Yeah, everyone knew that things were going to be destroyed in the end, so it was kind of like, you know, and the thing is that they did put a lot of effort into building that stuff, but then of course it had to get destroyed. But basically, so they would take objects. So this is how Destroy, Build, Destroy worked. So they would take objects, then they would blow the objects up. So like they would destroy them. So they would destroy the objects. But then you took the destroyed pieces and build something from it. So you had to use your like engineering like prowess, and they basically brought kids into the idea of like building robots and engineering and all of that. And they just took that stuff and built it and like built stuff. And then at the end, both teams would have a battle and they would battle it out. And that's where the other Destroy came. Design number one. Yeah, it's like, it was amazing. It was such a great show. But whenever I ask anybody if they remember it, everyone says that it doesn't exist, and I'm like, what do you mean? But it was on Cartoon Network, and then I think it changed. I never saw that show. Yeah. Well, the other thing is that show always was like early on, I think, in the day, and it wasn't like later in the afternoon when you could watch it. I used to watch it on weekends, I think. Or I would watch reruns of it later on during the day. So it was never at like a good time, and I think that's why some people don't remember it. I'm trying to think of what else. What else is a show that I grew up on? Oh, okay, so I'm gonna go back. Okay, do you guys remember Four Kids? I know. I looked it up. It's real. Yes, I know. But the thing is that a lot of people don't remember it. I remember it because Andrew WK, because I listened to Andrew. Oh, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, yes. Okay, but do you guys remember Four Kids? Okay, on Saturday morning, you know, like how they had Saturday morning shows for like kids. I used to watch on Saturday morning all of the shows, and of course they had like Sonic X, they had the Winx Club, they had what else do they have for kids? Yeah. I will say I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I hated Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sorry, I hated the show. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. That doesn't mean that I don't discount people, because I have plenty of friends that love Yu-Gi-Oh! and all of that. But I do remember Sonic X, Spider-Man, X-Men. Oh yes, X-Men was on there. Oh my gosh, yes. I was so into all of that. You guys want to see? I don't know if I have it anymore, but I have like a really shitty Shadow the Hedgehog drawing, and actually it wasn't that shitty. I did it all in pen, and it actually turned out really good. So, but yeah, they used to air Pokemon. Oh, I saw only Pokemon on Cartoon Network. That's where it was mostly for me. I always saw it on Cartoon Network. It was always there. But I will say, I actually also hated Pokemon. Oh wait, didn't 4Kids sometimes show Digimon too? They aired up to Hoenn. Oh. Oh. Well, I didn't see it. They... Yeah, they did before it was moved to Tsunami. They did. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because I do remember watching Digimon on there too. You know, the funny thing is, it's time to duel. I will say there was a moment I did get back in to watching Yu-Gi-Oh, but then I kind of fell out of it again. I will say young me would have totally been into Kaiba, and I liked Kaiba, but I will say I liked him because I liked him as a villain, and then when he got to be like actually a hero, I hated him. I liked Kaiba better as a villain character, or like an anti-hero character. GX and SD are better than the OG. Oh yes, I do remember watching SD. I loved SD. I actually did like SD. SD was good. I will say that sometimes within I wouldn't watch like certain episodes, like I wouldn't watch all the episodes um like in order. So I would just watch an episode and then I wouldn't know what the hell was going on. And then I'd watch another episode and I didn't know what was going on there either. So I was very, very lost. Or there would be like a character that would show up in one part and then apparently like several episodes later they were like a villain and I'm like, wait, what? Yes, I did hear that 5D was heavily censored, and I had a friend that was super, super mad about it, and they were like, do not watch it. It's so terrible. Don't watch it. It's like the worst thing that you could ever put your like soul through. And I'm like, man, how bad they fucked this up. And apparently they fucked up very bad. Man, this foot is terrible. I binged Uncensored and it's S tier. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to do a review of anime that I've watched and then like put them in different tiers. And I know that some people are gonna be like, what? There was so much death. Of course. Violence. Violence is my thing. You're new here. I always go into Ray's stream and I'm like, yes, violence. Violence, Ray. Yeah. I want more violence. But yeah, some things are just like more amazing than other things. Remember, kids, violence is never the answer. True. Violence isn't. Wait, what the heck? Wait, where did their picture end up going? What the hell? Oh, what the heck? I lost their picture. Oh, I know what I did. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I gotta go and get their picture back because I did a stupid. I did a big stupid. Hold on. I now need to scroll down to go and find it again. Oh no, I did a stupid. I did a stupid. Oh, here we go. This one. Aha. There we go. What is this? Okay, there we go. I just did this stupid. What? Digimon Tamers was so dark too. Oh yeah, I heard that if I wanted to watch like a dark Digimon to watch that, I will say, someone had don't. Okay, so first off, I need to preface this. I went to a Catholic school when I was younger, and they had daycare in the mornings and afternoons. And someone had donated, I guess, some movies, and two of those movies were the Digimon VHS season 1. That explains so much. But a lot of it, so someone had donated that, and so many of us, well, every time that they asked us, what do you want to watch? At least, almost all the time, the nerd kids would always pull out Digimon. And I was the kid that always pulled out freaking Digimon. And at one point, people got so tired. Literally, the staff got so tired of us putting on Digimon over and over again that they literally banned us from actually watching Digimon and said, please pick anything else but Digimon. Because we kept watching the first movie and like the first VHS volume of the series. I remember watching the banned Pokemon episode when I was little, and it was not fun. Where James has giant badonkers? Or are you talking about the other banned episode? There's actually two. There's one with the James and his massive honker donkers, and then there's a second one with where the first movie was Frankenstein. Smaller movies. Oh, really? Well, bear in mind that we didn't know that. We were just like cool big monsters and children fighting together. It was like Pokemon but better. No, oh my, what the heck is going, what knowledge are we dropping in the chat today? I feel like every time that chat drops knowledge, it's like, what the heck? What the hell? Oh my gosh. That's, Wow, that's dark. Oh. What is this? Then the Safari Zone one was banned due to guns? What? Wait, is this Digimon or fucking Pokemon? I don't know anymore. Oh my goodness. I have no idea anymore. This is Pokemon? Okay, I remember the Safari one. I do remember that one. Um I do remember that one kind of being a little dark. Oh my goodness. Oh, for guns? Huh. Oh no. I didn't watch much Digimon. I will say one thing I kind of want to do um is oh wait, hold on. That's the wrong thing. Um you know what would be cool is like doing I don't know. I don't know where my train of thought was going. Uh the Porygon episode, it was scary for me because I used to have siege. Oh, you know what? Speaking about lights and things causing people to have seizures, do you guys want me to tell you about my neighbor's disco light? Well, it's not a disco light. It's like a rave. It's like a rave light. It is like a full-on rave. I call it the rave light because it is basically like a rave. Um, But speaking about that, yeah, my neighbor's like automatic light doesn't work right, and so it just basically flashes and causes people, and it could cause people. The neighbor's rave light that shines through your windows. Yes, yes. I don't have them anymore. Thank goodness. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I will say if you were driving around my neighborhood, so the thing is, like, this neighbor has an automatic. So a lot of us, for our driveways, have automatic lights. So that then when we like pull into the driveway at night, the light will turn on so that then we can see where we're going. Because a lot of the houses around here are um, on foundations, and the foundations are higher, so you have to walk upstairs in order to get into the house. So we have a lot of the lights, and also it's very nice and it discourages people from robbing you because the lights turn on and then people are awake and the cameras will turn on and we can see what you're doing. So so what ended up happening is like these um the neighbor's light has been out or like not working right for a very long while. Like it's been almost I think 2 or 3 months now, and it basically flashes very fast. Sometimes it's short flashes, like, like doop doop, doop doop, like almost like Morse code, like pausing. And then sometimes it gets the rave light where it is just non-stop flashing, like flashing, 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 like you're like almost a strobe light. And I'm like, I don't have curtains on my windows in order to really cover it, so I had to grab a blanket. Ironically, the blanket I grabbed was my fucking I grabbed my fucking oh my gosh, what is it? I'm trying to think of the name of the show. Oh, I grabbed my Doctor Who blanket and I the draped it over there so that then it could be hanging. But the thing is that when it does its rave light flashing, it kind of looks like as if the TARDIS is coming in. So it's like for some reason it's like the perfect curtain for that rave light, and it's hilarious. Um, It's hilarious how that ended up. But yeah, so that's a funny thing that happened. Um, but yeah. And then she has kind of like these little ties. I'm gonna do these ties on like a different layer. Or do these, but on here. Ooh, on here. Do it like that. Yeah, so I like how we went on a little nostalgia trip for a bit. That was fun. What are other like childhood shows that you guys remember? Like anyone else remember like cute childhood shows that you can remember that are super funny? Or you know what? Any childhood like people. Like I remember like Steve Irwin. Have you seen what his kid does? Oh my gosh, his kid is funny. His kid is exactly like him. Holy shit. I cannot believe it. His kid is absolutely just a spitting image of him. So much of a spitting image. Like it is he is just so much like his dad. I can't wait to see like what more he does in his life. It's he's a good kid and he's a great kid and I think that he's going to go far and do great things. And I can't wait to see what he does with his life. There we go. And now she's got her little bows and stuff in her fur. Hooray! Yeah, I really can't wait to see what he does in his life. Anyways, I'm going to have fun. See you. Okay. Yep. Bye. I had a fat crush on Velma and Sailor Moon as a kid. Oh my goodness. Do we want to talk about Sailor Moon? You know what? Let's talk about anime. Bye, Ray. You know what's funny is I haven't really talked about, I haven't talked extremely a lot about anime. Or like if I did, it was like very brief and stuff. Do you guys want me to talk about anime and stuff? I watched Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon, yes. Okay. I never watched Sailor Moon, but Inuyasha, that was my childhood anime. That along with Digimon, but Digimon I kind of don't count. My first anime was Soul Eater, then Gurren Lagann, and then this ecchi show called Magician's Academy. Oh my goodness. No wonder you jumped from that into freaking. No, you know what? That explains a lot about you. Pokemon was my first. Okay, I will say, does America or like the English version of Pokemon really count as a first anime? Because I never counted it as really my first anime. But there's a reason to it. There's a reason I didn't count it. Nope. I just felt like Pokemon was very similar. Sorry. I felt that Pokemon was just very similar to other shows that were already out there, so I kind of just didn't think it was any different than most other shows. I'd say Bleach. It's my first anime then. Oh yeah, Bleach I did find on my own. I was just like scrolling around and just like found it. I will say, no, I have not finished Bleach, and no, I will not finish Bleach. I don't care if most of it is filler, it's still way too much for me to process. So, speaking of Bleach, Johnny Youngbosh is going to the con we're going to. Skip the filler. Like, I know to skip the filler, but at the same time, I'm just like, I'm a person that doesn't like skipping fillers for some reason. I'm just like, no, but there's story, and I just can't bring myself to change, to actually just like go, no, there is no story here. Stop saying there is. Hold on. No, skip the fill. No. You know what? If I do a watch party with with um with people, I will make everyone watch the filler. You cannot escape. There is no escape from filler. You will have to watch it with me. If you want to stay in this if you want to stay here, you must watch the filler. You monster. I'm not. Yes, yes, I am. You shall watch. You must suffer as I suffer. The other thing is that, what I was watching, oh yeah, I was trying to watch Naruto. I couldn't finish Naruto. And I was like, yeah, so I was like, I couldn't finish it. And they're like, and they're like, did you skip the filler? And I'm like, what do you mean? And they explained to me what the filler was, and I was like, isn't that just part of the story? And they're like, you watched the filler? Yes, I watch it. And I like it. I watch filler and I enjoy it. I like everyone's reaction. It's just like, no, no, you're not supposed to watch the filler. You're lost your mind. Well, I think the issue is that I always watched shows that didn't have filler. Like, Blue Exorcist and Inuyasha. Like, that stuff didn't really have much fillers to it. Tokyo Mew Mew. Like, that kind of stuff didn't have very much filler. So, I just thought that that was how the show was. So, I never knew any better. So, unfortunately, even if you told me what episode was filler, skipping it feels like a crime because the artists worked so hard to still create it. It might have been shitty, but hey, they still created it. Boku no People had different kind of filter. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I have seen Boku no Pico, so if you ask me to watch it, don't worry. I've already been traumatized. I've already been traumatized. I don't need more traumatization. But the other thing is that I have seen it more than once, which I don't know why the fuck I decided to do that, but apparently I was very screwed up. I have lost my way. I think the only reason is because everyone was like trying to see if I could get any reaction from it, and I was just like, nope, it's a show. Yes, this was a terrible, terrible show. Am I still traumatized by it? Somewhat, but not completely apparently, because it did not faze me at all. I don't know if I should be worried. Okay, guys, time for an anime watching plays in the intro Boku no Pico. Yeah, but yeah, I have watched it multiple times because I'm like, I I know there's a problem. There's a problem with this show, and it's just like weird. It's terrible. But I'm like, I want to understand. Like, I don't know why I went into like a research moment about it, just watching it. Now, I didn't repeatedly watch it over and over again. I watched it once. I was like, okay, yeah, okay, now I understand why people hate this. Yes, it is very terrible. But then I'm like, I want to watch it again because I want to see what really why people are disgusted by it. I don't know why. but, but that's why I did it. It's written by the same guy. What? Now I feel like that's now knowing that I feel much more traumatized. I that seems more traumatic than the show. To know that that seems very much more traumatic in my point of view. Why? Why? No, I know. The writer for the original. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, not the manga, not the mangaka. No, the manga. Okay, I know that the mangaka would never. Okay, I know that there's a controversy between Full Metal Alchemist OG and Brotherhood, and I will say both are equally good. And actually, even the mangaka said like Full Metal, she's too sweet. What? Yes, she is. She is too sweet. She's babe. She's just nice. She's very nice. Actually, speaking about it, the have you seen? Have has anyone started reading her new work? She actually has a new work going on right now. A new manga. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just like Alphonse. He looks like Alphonse." And I'm like, "Guys, her art style is very unique, so when people want more female writers in anime industry, um but they're writing Beastars, Demon Slayer, and Full Metal. Yes. A lot okay, I will say a lot of people think I heard the new one is most what the fuck anime because it's so crazy. Yes, it is. But the thing is that we only have like a few chapters out right now. So I would say give it time. I think it's gonna be fine. I feel like if you give it some time, it'll be fine. It'll figure itself out. You just need to give it time. Because when Full Metal came out, it wasn't like when Full Metal first came out, it wasn't a huge hit until it started to get later on and you started to see the character build up and the story unfolding. So, but I think it's going along the lines of some terrible prophecy. I heard the new one. It's produced by Square Enix. Hmm. So, no. I do know it's a little weird, but I will say, let me put this out here. Um, oh, what was it? There was a manga writer that created just like the same manga but in a different font. Like they just oh yes. Okay. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this probably. I hate Fire Force. Fire Force is disgusting. Fire Force was great and it could have been amazing if the mangaka did not make it into a Soul Eater prequel. And I will stand by that notion. I know that some people probably won't, but let me explain myself. So, as a person that actually does writing on the side, I'm actually am trained to like, well, not trained, but I have done some writing before, and if I literally wrote a story and then changed it into being a prequel, and it had no connection to a story that I was writing, like there was nothing planted seeds to say for certain that this was supposed to be connected to something else. Um, yeah, that's not good writing. That just means that you ran out of ideas and you just decided to connect it to something else that you already had in order to back on it. Yes, basically. That's why I hate Fire Force. Because Fire Force could have been a lot better if it was not connected at all to Soul Eater. That's what I personally feel. Because the thing is that it had a really good story going for it. It had a really interesting world. It had unique things. It had unique things of science and all of that. And, ooh, wiggles. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh yeah, now we're going to introduce witches, even though that magic doesn't exist in this world. Ooh, bongo cats too. Yeah. So it got. I just didn't like how the mangaka ended up making it into just Soul Eater, not prequel. Soul Eater prequel. I totally forgot it was connected to Soul Eater. Yeah, it was like, and that's this is my personal belief when it comes to writing. Now I don't hold this to everyone because sometimes there are stories and I am wrong in this belief. So sometimes there are times when this is a wrong thing. But I personally believe if you're writing a story and you're writing it and you do not have a good solid ending to that story, don't write it. But also, if you are a writer and you are very successful, and then you want to write another story that has nothing to do with that story, and then you cannot think of an ending, so you just connect the two, that's just lazy. That's very lazy writing because the entire thing of Fire Force had a really interesting disconnected world. Like, I was like, yes, the mangaka can write something else. Because the mangaka basically ended up backing on or banking on people that loved Soul Eater and just to literally do it. Yeah, yeah. But it's like I view that Soul Eater just is good on its own. Soul Eater is a good manga, somewhat good anime that held its own and was very good. It did not need any help being better than it already was. Fire Force didn't need things in Soul Eater to help it develop a story. Like the entire story of Fire Force could have still happened without the help of it being connected to Soul Eater. I didn't need Soul Resonance added at the very end. It didn't. Like, because the other thing is that the laws and things within Fire Force do not translate well over to the Soul Eater world, like at all. First off, Soul Resonance doesn't exist in the Fire Force world. It was never made a reference. It was never alluded to. It was never said that this was a thing that could happen. Also, within the lore of Soul Eater, it says that death is over thousands and thousands of years old. But according to Fire Force, no, he's only about maybe 50 or 60 years old. That makes no sense. It makes zero sense. Like, literally no sense at all. And then the next thing is that magic does not exist within the Fire Force world. When you watch season 1 and you watch season 2, they are completely different worlds. They do not connect at all. there ends up being a huge disconnect and no correlation to anything else. I think I purge all of this information from my brain. Yeah, I will say it's just because it's a problem, but I will just admit it is very lazy writing, and I do hate when mangakas can only write one story. But I will say there is one mangaka who can write one story and does it very well. Actually, two, but unfortunately one has passed away. There's two. So the first one is, of course, the great mangaka that wrote Berserk. I forgot his name. He was amazing. He could write a story well and keep it going and still keep it very interesting. The second one is our great almighty almighty writer of JoJo. They can also write a good story. Because even though that all the parts are somewhat quote unquote like in different worlds, they still keep it together. Daddy Araki, yes. Daddy Araki. But yes, so I will say, like, for the most part, like, I knew you were gonna say Araki. Yes, because, and I can tell you why. Sorry, no, it's okay. And I can tell you why. It's because he knew as a writer that he wanted to write this story, but he didn't want to have a bunch of different stories that are backed off of it. Like, he wanted it to be one continuous story, but not with one main character. So he ended up making it into, they are all their unique worlds and all have the unique characters and unique stories, but they're just slightly connected. Fire Force, on the other hand, never made any references, was never built on that assumption that it was connected to Soul Eater. It just was getting to the end of the writing, and he's like, okay, now it's Soul Eater. Here you go. Here's your thing. This is what you wanted, right? And as a reader, I kind of feel cheated, but I also kind of feel bad for the mangaka because it kind of shows that he's not a good writer, even though he probably is an amazing writer. Like, he is a pretty good writer. He's pretty good. But, like, then you give me that, it immediately tells me that you're a terrible writer. And that you literally couldn't think of anything else to do. And it's not good writing. It's not really good writing. They still cucked Joseph Joestar in part 4. People say, if you like Berserk, you're pro SA. What? Okay, no, I don't, no. Is there stuff that happens in it? Yes. But that's because Berserk is a really dark fantasy. Like, it markets itself as that. So yeah, there's gonna be that in it. Sexual assault. That's what SA is. Sorry that I had to bring that sensitive topic in, but yeah. Thank you. Yes. There's sexual assault that does happen in the manga, but it is because it is marketed as a dark fantasy. So there are terrible things and acts that do happen. And that's also why it's marked as rated M for mature. Like, only people that are 18 plus should be reading Berserk. It is very, very, very dark. But it's still a really good and very well written story. It's still an amazing story. Yes, there are terrible things that happen in it, but that's because it's a dark fantasy. That's what it is. That's the kind of genre it is. Goblin Slayer. Yes, a lot of animes do have like that as an aspect of their stuff. Like, we could name Redo of a Healer. Like, that has it in there. I will say, if you're not older than 18, please do not go and watch these shows. These are really sensitive topic stuff. And I do not want to be responsible for showing people shows that are very, very definitely not for children stuff. But yeah, so there's a lot of very, very terrible like shows that touch on very dark topics. There are some shows that actually talk on topics of thank you, Art. You do the other that's on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, 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 no problem. But yeah, so please do not go and watch these shows. These are very, very terrible shows. They talk about a lot of dark stuff. I will say Radio Over Healer does bring up one question, and that is of male victims and all of that. But I will say I don't want to get too political and stuff, so we'll just leave it at that. Like these are shows that are very dark. They're marketed as dark fantasy, and please be careful when you go and watch them. Please be mindful of the sensitivity warnings. They can be and do trigger people, so please be careful when watching it. Like it's cool to talk about creatively to bring awareness, but as far as we endorse it, yeah. So it's like it's interesting to talk about, but no endorsement. So, but for the most part, just like let's talk about like let's talk about other fun animes. What are some fun animes? And not no adult not safe for work animes. I mean like what are some cool animes that you guys are either watching or have started watching? What are some new ones? I kind of want to get back into watching some more anime again. What's some good anime? And please oh yes. I actually haven't seen any of Spy X Family. Love After World Domination? Okay, you're gonna hate me when I say this. I haven't seen any One Piece. No! I have made it my life's mission to never watch an episode of One Piece. I've still not watched an episode of One Piece, by the way. I've made it my mission to never watch an episode of One Piece ever, and I am sticking to it. Don't. I mean, okay, you shall be converted? No. Cannot convert me. You shall not convert me. No, but let me explain why. Why? I know it's bingeable, but dude, it's over 1,000 episodes. I don't even care if I have to skip episodes. It's still too much. I watched the last episode. When the last episode comes out, I'll watch it. I'll watch only the last episode. I don't need to watch any other episodes. Also, by the way, just saying, Luffy could have already become the pirate captain so many times and he hasn't because the person just wants to keep on going with it and 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 it's so long. And I will say one thing. Even though that there is an end goal, that end goal should have already been reached. And I was actually discussing this with a friend of mine and we both agreed that we're never watching One Piece because of that reason. Yes, he could have already become the pirate captain a long, long time ago, and he hasn't. Like, seriously. There are so many opportunities, and he hasn't. Luffy is the pirate captain. No, he is. No, because that's the end. Okay, when the One Piece begins, isn't his entire goal to become the pirate captain? If he has already achieved that, then what is he doing? Pirate King is his goal. Okay, yeah, but he already has, hasn't he? Okay, well, look, pirate captain, whatever. Look, he had so many opportunities to become the pirate king, and he hasn't. Why? Why? Tell me. Tell me why. Give me a reason. Give me one reason. Think of all of the moments that he could have already become Pirate King. Why didn't the writer make him Pirate King? That's his end goal. And he still hasn't achieved it. And I'm not going to watch it because I think it's stupid. No, I know he's captain. I'm talking about him being king. He's gotten every opportunity to be king. And he hasn't. Because I keep writing more. And it gets more and more stupid as it goes along. Okay, I will say one thing. A person can be an amazing writer, but if you keep your story going longer and longer, yeah, more and more readers will not read it anymore. I've heard people that used to read One Piece a lot that actually stopped reading it because it got too much for them. Now, some people are too much dedicated and are just idiots. I view them as idiots, at least. Now, I'm not saying that everybody that reads One Piece is an idiot. I just am like, man, you guys are really dedicated. But then again, I'm thinking about it. Maybe you guys are actually the most dedicated and most loyal people ever. And that if I actually met you in real life, you would be the most loyalist people that I'd ever be around. So actually, you know what? Maybe people that do read One Piece are probably the best people in the world. It's just like, I personally view it as, if I'm going to read a book or if I'm going to read something, I want to at least know that the writer is good at achieving an end goal. This writer has shown me that he's not good at achieving an end goal and that he can also only write one thing. And that there might be a possibility that Luffy will never become the Pirate King. And the fact that we might never get that ending is probably mostly the reason why I don't want to read it. People who binge One Piece won't cheat on you. They're too committed. True. Isn't that fine? Yeah, okay. That's what they said what the hell? That's what they said 2 months ago. No, wait. Didn't they say that a year ago? Didn't they say a year ago that it's in its final arc? It's been a year. It should have ended by now. So that's why I call shit on that. And I think what's going to end up happening is it's going to say it's in its final arc, and then it's going to be like, no, now it's in its epilogue arc, and now it's in its afterwards arc, and it's just going to keep going, and it's never going to end. There is only One Piece. One Piece is the only true thing. Oh, there are Konosuba figures getting released? Where? Konosuba figures are my jam. I love Konosuba. Like how we just jumped over to Konosuba. Good Smile? No, not Final Arc. Final Saga. There are at least 4 more arcs! No! There's already so many volumes! That's just... Okay, I will say one thing. Let me just tell you one thing. A lot of people that read or watch One Piece, if you are trying to get somebody into One Piece, you can't. It's impossible. It is impossible. Because when you tell them how much stuff there is, this is the reason why they look at you so strangely. Ooh, okay. This is why people look at you very strangely. Because they look at you and the thing is that you have to have started watching One Piece as a child. One Piece has to have gotten you when you were a kid. Unfortunately, One Piece never got me as a child. So in turn, as an adult, trying to actually be able to watch One Piece, I would die before actually catching up on One Piece. That's the true reality. That's why I'm just like, I'm just gonna wait until the last and final episode, and that's it. I will only watch the last episode of One Piece. And the funny thing is considering how the writing is going, I will probably be 30 or no, probably be in my 50s. In my 50s by the time that this last episode that episode comes out. It's taking a month off to get all his thoughts together for the final. See, exactly. See? That's why I'm just like, if he takes time off and takes breaks and stuff, then yeah, it's gonna take like way longer in order for me to be able to read it. So, but not to say that One Piece is probably a good show and is like a great manga, but it's like I've been watching it for 10 plus years. See? Yeah. You have to start really early on in your life to watch it, or else you will never ever finish One Piece. Because the thing is that even if you cut out fillers, which there's about probably like 300 episodes of fillers, be at mind that the anime is over 1,000 episodes. Cutting out just 300 of that, yeah, but cutting out just 300 of that won't do anything. It's still a lot of episodes, and I can't watch something that is that long. That's why I dropped Bleach. When I actually looked to see how much Bleach was, I dropped it instantaneously. I didn't care how good it was anymore. I cared, did I even have the time available? Or am I going to just waste my time watching a show that I'm never going to like? Yeah, see, there's not as much filler. That means that I have to watch more episodes in order to get the entire story, in order to learn all this stuff. And then it's like, do I want to invest this much time? Literally, the amount of time that I would have to dedicate to watching all of One Piece, I could spend doing more things. And that's why a lot of people don't watch it. It's like, I could watch like probably 20 or 30 different animes, but instead of watching all of those animes, I would have to just dedicate it to watching One Piece. And that's where the problem lies. I want to watch different shows and stuff, but if I try and only watch One Piece, I will never be able to watch anything else. All of my free time would literally have to be dedicated to watching One Piece. And I have no time to do that. Plastic Memories was pretty good from what I saw. Plastic Memories. I haven't heard of that show. But yeah, so that's why I'm never gonna watch One Piece, is because yeah, that's too many episodes, that's too much for me to actually be able to do anything with. Okay, we finished. Hooray. Now on to the next one. Who is next? Well, that must, well, I must get ready to touch grass. Have a great rest. Have a great shoot. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go take a break because I took some ibuprofen like some hours ago. I'm gonna go and probably I'm probably gonna just take a little break. What? Kinda sad I didn't get tickets for AX now. Still expensive though. Oh, yeah, because it's sold out. Okay, where is Gloria? Okay. We're gonna do Gloria next. Or no, well, Pippin said he's not gonna be able to come. So we'll do Pippin and then Gloria. The person I got my Pokemon shirts from is going again. Ooh. Well, I'm taking a hydration break. Oh, yeah. I heard about that. Oh my goodness. My doggy! Hello! Come here. Hold on. Come here. Come here, my little puppy. Nope, she's gotta sit and scratch herself. Gotta sit and scratch. Doggo! Yes. Hello. Come here. Come here. Come on. There we go. My little doggo has decided to join us for stream. Hello, my little puppy. How are you? Aw. Are you good? Are you fine? Yes, you are, you little munchkin, you. Yes, you are. Mwah. As you can see, I'm a great dog mom. I do not have actual children, but I do have a fluff. I do have a fur baby, and this is I have Naya as my fur baby. Anyways, so we're gonna do. I feel like I am getting a little lightheaded, so I might end the stream soon. So what I'll do is I'll do Pippin, and then we do have only 1, 2, 3, 4 more people to do. So on Monday, we'll finish it, hopefully. So hopefully we'll be finishing these. I know it's taken a long stream, but considering I am starting to feel a little bit bad, and I should probably not be streaming as long as I usually do. So Pippin is gonna be our last little one, and then we shall end it off. And so I'm gonna talk while we're doing Pippin. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the birthday bash. So hold on, Leia. I'm gonna move you onto your spot. There you go. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the B-Day bash. So I think the vote is done. I think it's already. Actually, you know what? Let me go and check and see what our final poll tally is for what games we are going to be playing. So let me see. I have to go to profile. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm almost to 50 followers on Twitter. Oh my goodness. Thank you all so much. Okay, so we have our final tally. I was so sure we might need to do a runoff poll, but no, we don't. So here are the final results. With 50% of the vote was Minecraft, with 33% of the vote was Ark, like Ark Survival, with 17% of the vote was Genshin Impact, and with 0% of the vote, sadly, was Stardew Valley. So what's basically going to happen is for the B-Day Bash, the first hour will be dedicated to playing our first place game, which will be Minecraft. So we will be playing Minecraft for an hour. And then it is going to be a just chatting. So we're going to be talking and discussing things like how did I become a VTuber, or happy birthday things and all of that sort of situation. And then for the third hour, we are going to be playing the second placed game, which will be Ark. And I have not played Ark Survival at all. I probably will look into what the controls are and everything before stream, so at least I know how to play it, but I will need help with it. I know I'm going to probably get frustrated with it, and I would love to get help being able to play Ark. So if you know how to play Ark, please come help me, teach me the ways of Ark. Hello, Leia. Leia is now sitting between me and the camera, so my face tracking might go a little weird. Sorry. And then the last hour, I'm going to be bringing on a special guest that I think only Phoenix has seen before. Z is coming back. Z is my partner. He is my partner in crime. And they will be coming back to rate cursed art. And if you have any cursed art that you would like to submit, I do have a tweet. I will be pinning that tweet. So if you have any cursed art that you would like to send us, you can be a good drawer, you can be a terrible drawer. No, Z is not dumb anymore. He is educated. He is college educated. But anyways, so Z will be making a special guest appearance, and he and I will be rating your cursed art. So that's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna rate your cursed art. You know, we're gonna have like a rating system. But yeah, so if you have any cursed art to send us, please send us it to me on Twitter, and I will look through it and catalog it, and of course pull it up and save it, so that then when it comes up, I can be able to like put it on. Please do not do any videos of your cursed art. Videos are a little hard. Just give me a PNG, please. That'll be a lot easier in order to collect it and put it into the rating. So that's going to be the last hour, is a fun little bit of doing rating cursed art. And then, of course, it will end with a little bit of a kind of like butchered up happy birthday song, so I don't get DMCA copyrighted. And yeah, and then that'll be the end of the stream. Hello, Leia. Yes, I know you want love, man. My dog, when my family member was over, my family member would always like pet Leia and stuff. So she's very, very needy and very clingy nowadays. So yeah, she misses them a lot. But anyway, so we are gonna finish up with Pippin here, and then we will move on, and then we shall of course then do all of this another day. So we're just going to finish with Pippin here. And of course, I made them a very fluffy cat. Because what's the point of because Pippin is a bunny, so they need to be a very fluffy cat, or else it kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, so, but Z is gonna be, I think, Z has changed up his look a little bit. But yeah, he's I think he's very happy to come back and see everyone again. But he's not eating shampoo anymore. He used to do that a lot. Now he doesn't. He knows better than that. He probably will make a little joke about it or something, but Z ate shampoo. Yes, he did. The shampoo that we got looked a lot very similar to a wine bottle that we had, and so he ate it. Well, he drank it. He drank it because he thought it was wine. So, and he was like, this is chunky. I don't blame Z. Hey, I mean, like, it said shampoo on it. But then again, Z does have an eye patch, so it's very hard for him to sometimes read things and, like, actually take a closer look at what he's eating. Nowadays, he's much, much more cautious about what he eats and puts in his body. So he's a lot better. He's definitely a lot better than what he used to be. So he's a lot better. But he's a lot smarter now. He's doing a lot of stuff. He still, you know, he still has a grudge with his dad, sort of situation. He's got a lot of daddy issues. Plenty of daddy issues. Ah, that's not what I wanted. Oh, look at little Pippin. Look at him. He looks so cute. He's very chunky and he's very fluffy, which is the point. But yeah, so he's a lot better. Z actually also does art as well. I don't. Oh, where is this having issues? Oh, I see. Like, where is this having issues right now? And I saw it. But yeah, he's doing a lot better. He now knows not to eat shampoo, even if it looks delicious. We worked through some things. Now we're just gonna finish this up. Oh, wait, no, before. Oop. Thankfully, because Pippin has like, um, he has very good coloration. It's gonna be very easy to figure out what to color him like. That's what's great. I'm going to make his ends actually be blue. Or you know what? I'm gonna make his tail of like blue. And have his ears be blue. Because that's what he has on here. And then, yeah. And then I'll make like one paw blue. There we go. I could turn him into a shiny Pokemon. No joking. There you go. Mm. Still gonna give him like buck teeth, but like more. But more like as if he's got sharpy teeth, sharp buck teeth. Nice. And then, and yeah. I see what he's doing. But let's get this. Let's get this collaboration going. Do 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 do. I don't know what I'm singing anymore, but I just know it's not a real song. Yeah. You know, I didn't think to ask this, but what is everyone doing for 4th of July? Does anyone got plans? I know not everyone is in America, but Art, when chat comes down, I'll show you some speed. What? What? I'm sorry, what? What? I planned this summer, so I packed. I didn't know what I don't know what I'm doing. Wow. Yeah, I think that's how everyone feels. Like, what are we doing? I don't know what I'm doing. No one knows what they're doing anymore. Probably chill at home unless girlfriend kidnaps me or I fall into a black hole, huh? I'm lucky to be home. Mm. Being home is nice. It's nice to be home and just chill. And just relax and try and just, make the days go by. Relaxing is nice. I will say after this, I think the cough drops are kind of actually kicking me in the butt because I'm starting to feel a little drowsy. So that's why I'm gonna probably end stream after I'm done with Pippin here. because, like, oh my goodness, it do be hitting me. Art doped in meds during stream. Shut. No, no, don't say that. No. I'm doped in illegal meds. Yeah, Pippin is the last one, and then everyone else will be done. I got a different day. It'll be done on Monday. Look at his chunkiness. So chunky. Mr. Chunky, chunky, chunky. Yeah, so Pippin's last. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then there you go. There you go. And now Pippin is completed. So that's all. I'm gonna switch over. Okay. So thank you all. Thank you all for coming. I know this was a very, very short stream compared to what I usually do. I mean, this was about 2 hours, but usually I do like 3 or 4. But I am very tired, and it's some of the meds are starting to wear off, and I don't feel as good. So I'm probably gonna go and take a nap and rest, so that then I can be all tip-top shape for the big birthday bash. And yeah. I will be posting it more about it probably later on today, and maybe also eventually I will be posting about it. Thank you. I will be posting about it tomorrow as well, just to kind of remind everyone. And when I last looked, apparently I'm almost to 50 followers on Twitter, so that's cool. So yeah, but thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. The birthday bash will be at noon, so at the same time. And it'll be a lot of fun. So if you want to come and check it out, please do. It's going to be a whole thing. And I shall see you all on my big giant birthday bash. Thank you all so much for coming. I was going to raid today, but I'm kind of too tired to go and do that. So thank you all so much, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.